All right, y'all. What up? It's Syx Lit, aka Big Lit Six in this bitch, and you know I'm back with a new podcast and a new episode at that. This is episode 2 with my special guest Tony, the man. So,
Yeah, what's up?
if you want, you can introduce yourself and like let the people know where you're from, and if where you grew up affected who you are today.
All right. What's up? My name's Tony. I'm from
Oh,
Diego County, California, and I'm currently in a band. I play bass. Just kind of doing the whole thing. Right now, this whole music thing, and it's something I've been doing since I was like, let's say, almost close to 20 years.
okay,
You
okay,
know,
yeah. Okay, so by the way, you said you were from where again? Cause it cut out.
uh, I live on an Indian reservation. It's in San Diego County. It's in San Diego, it's like the county area
Oh, okay, okay,
in
okay, yeah.
California.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. Okay, okay. So, okay, you mentioned you're in a band and you're also an artist as well. So, what's the first
Yeah.
instrument you learned to play when you were little?
Um, I would say it was just straight up bass. I just started picking up bass
Me too. Me
probably
too.
when I was like maybe 20. I was about 20 years old.
Mine was when I was like 5. I
Uh,
was like in a Cesar Chavez fucking like band and I was learning to play the drums. Hella good. I used to do it good.
oh, that's right. Yeah, my dad plays drums, and he's kind of one of an inspiration to make me play some music. But I never really, I wanted, I don't know, I didn't really want to. The drums were cool, but wasn't my thing really.
Okay, okay. So, you becoming an artist, like, what was that like for you? How was your experience? Did you run across any like motherfuckers that didn't want to help you or want to be on a song with you or anything like that, or no?
Um, um, I don't know. It's I don't know. I've always like looked up to other artists, and I kind of thought like that'd be pretty cool just to be just to I don't know. To me, it's like I always wanted to be like to be somebody. That's how I was kind of looked at it. And when I started doing it, it kind of gave me like a little boost of confidence of like keep on going,
Yeah.
just to try to be somebody, uh, get somewhere with it. Um, like like I said, I always looked up to. I mean, I was the first other people I ever worked with were like my cousins. They kind of like got me into it more. They kind of like needed uh someone to help out in their band, so I helped them out, and then I started branching off on my own with other bands, and then things kind of went different with them, and so
Okay, okay. So, like, who are your influences when you listen to music? Who is like someone you're like, all right, I'm gonna put this nigga on because he fire, he stay like laying facts, and like, who do you fuck with in the industry currently?
um as far as like 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 musician wise or like rap or like I don't know. Let me see.
It can go both ways, whatever you choose.
Okay, so well for hip hop and rap, I've always like my main influences I always kind of liked was Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like they were always like the foundation of like what I like always listen to. Just the rap style, the fast talking, the fast rapping, like just the way they projected themselves and the style of like of how they became to be. That was like a big thing for me.
Okay.
And as far as like playing wise, oh man, there's like a lot of especially bass players. Like let's see, Robert Trujillo is one of them. He was a bass player for Infectious Grooves, Suicidal Tendencies. A guy named Cliff Burton. He was like Metallica's old bass player back in the '80s.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, there's like a lot. Steve Harris, just the whole, and it has to do with the style of how they play,
Right.
you know. And the style, the way they play is kind of like the style of how it just reminds me of like a lot of hip hop, you know. It's like a just moving rhythm style. Everything's just like everything to me that kind of like shaped me into like how I play now.
So, what's like your favorite like pastime experience that you had and why?
Past time experience.
Uh huh.
Let me see. Experience wise, I'd have to say when I moved to Hollywood to do to further my music education, because
Okay.
when I first started I learned I learned like by ear, and then like I would just kind of noodle and jam around. And then I caught
Okay.
I had a teacher who would, and then from there that's when me and a couple of my cousins we went up to Hollywood to go to a school, and then we graduated out there. But the whole experience of the whole 18 months being up there, like learning and putting yourself out there, playing with actually playing with famous people. That was like a really big thing for me at the time.
Oh, okay. So like what celebrity have you seen, and like were any of them your favorites at the time, or
Yeah,
are they?
actually, I'd have to say this one time, and it's funny because the drummer that I played with, he was the drummer for this band called Megadeth, and my niece, she's like a big fan of the '80s band,
Yeah.
and we didn't know the day that, because like we had to do like it's a workshop, and you got to play music for it. You got to play a cover, and so the drummer was there, and I happened to be there that day, and we walked in, and they announced him, and I'm like, no fucking way, and I got to play with him, and it was a song called Peace Sells, and yeah, it was like I couldn't stop talking about it for like months.
Dude, that's cool as fuck. Okay, okay. Well, shout out
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah, no, no, all right, rest in peace. He passed on like maybe a few years after, but I could say I got to play with the legend actually.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite story, or like what's your favorite funny story that you like to tell people?
Oh man, there's quite a few, um, some bad, some good, but I'd have to say this. There's like this one time I was still doing schooling, but I was doing like some audio engineering classes, and this band called oh man, what's it called? Oh man, I forgot their names. Can't think of it on the top of my head, but they're like a kind of like an emo band, but I recognize them and listen to them here and there. It's actually their name's Escape the Fate. That's the band name. And they were at my school. I think maybe you guys went out to this bar that was like across from the school, and we happened to be there, and they happened to be there, and I had a few drinks inside me, and then I approached them, and I was like, "Hey, what's up? Escape the Fate, yada yada, blah blah blah." And they were like, "Yeah, man, what's up?" And so like it was cool at the time. We talked and I got drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Me being a little faded though I was, at the time when I was drinking, my emotions go different. I could be up, I could be down, I could go
Yeah.
sideways.
Mm-hmm.
It just so happened my emotions were way up there. I was so excited to hang out with these dudes, and all I had a knife in my pocket, and it looked, it was a pretty cool looking knife, and I happened to pull it out, and I just showed. I remember showing him like, "Hey man, check this knife out, man. It's a pretty cool knife." Opened it, and one of the girlfriends kind of got scared, and she thought I was like pulling a knife out on them, and she ran and told the bouncer, and she's like, "Oh, he's pulling a knife out on my boyfriend." And they come running over, like, "What's the problem? Put your knife down." And they end up throwing me out of the bar, and I'm like, "Nah, man, it's not like that." So, that's probably one of the memorable stories I remember, and I tell a couple of people here and there, and they just kind of laugh, like, "Dude, you're fucking crazy." I'm like, yeah.
That is fucking crazy. God damn it! Why are
I
you
was
pulling a knife out on
like,
people, huh?
that was not it. I was just like so excited of hanging out with these guys, and I'm like, "Hey man, check out my knife!" And
Dude,
oh
that's
my god, he
fucking
has a
hilarious.
knife! And boom, that was it. Getting tossed out of the bar.
I'm fucking dead. What's like your most embarrassing moment or memory as well? Like that you recall, like, damn, this was fucking embarrassing.
I'd probably have to say though that time when I did play with the Megadeth drummer. When the song that we played, it starts out with a bass intro,
Okay.
and of course I had to play it, and it took me at least like a whole week to get just that intro down on time in a good timing manner.
Yeah.
And he went on there, so as soon as I got up there, I just my all everything that I was learning, everything that I was studying for, it just boom, went out the window. I just forgot it, and I was just so like starstruck, and I was like nervous. And so as soon as he started hitting the kick drums, boom, 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 he looked at me, and then I started playing it, and I fucking flubbed it. Like I just started, my hands went everywhere, and I was like, oh my god.
You
And
this
but
was like for
I was like
you.
real embarrassed. The whole room was crowded, and then he
Shit.
stopped. He looked at me. He's like, it's all right. Let's do it over. And so as soon as he did that, then I caught it.
Okay, okay. So like who's the most influential person in your life, and how did they impact you?
Someone in my life.
Yeah. It could be anybody.
I'd say my dad.
Okay. And
My
why?
dad.
Why your dad?
I mean, I look at my dad and me and him, because like we talk a lot now, and we talk. I mean, it's not like we never did before, but it was more like as I was growing up, he was a real busy person, and I could honestly say like I didn't really get to know him, but I knew him, but it wasn't I didn't understand him, but at the same time, I was always he'd always teach me things by either example or uh I sit and talk with him sometimes. Even now, up to even being older, he'll tell me some things back in the day, his days and stories, and I'm just like, damn, I never knew all that. And it's just he was always even though he was busy, providing for the family and doing church things. He was a pastor and this and that, so he had a lot on his plate, him and my mom. So I've I just I just learned from him, just not even by just talking, mostly just watching a lot, and then things that I needed to talk things out, and he's always there, like no matter what.
That's sweet. That's like really cool. I'm glad that you have like
And
that bond
especially
with
that
him.
growing up he played drums,
Yeah. So like,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he's kind of like you, but in older form, right?
yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
He-
So like, honestly, like that's important that he was there for you
mhm.
through your lowest, your highest,
Oh
and
yeah,
and that it must have been really nice for you to really have that because obviously like some people don't got that.
yeah, oh yeah,
So yeah, that's like really sweet to hear. So I'm happy
yeah.
for you. I'm really happy for you, and hopefully it continues. As you get older and stuff.
No, yeah.
Okay, so next question is, what keeps you up at night? Like, what is like that one memory that's like, fuck, I can't sleep, or like, fuck, I just
Fortnite. No, I'm just kidding.
Fortnite. Nigga, you can't last two
Nah.
seconds.
um, Man, I don't know. There's like a lot. Man, I would say a lot, but maybe mainly mostly of. I always like I beat myself up a lot over what would have happened type shit. Like,
Yeah,
and I think it's mainly like in career. Because sometimes it's like I sit here and I'm like, damn, I was like, this is all. But then I see all like other guys, people are like, they're like, and they got families, they got good jobs, careers, and stuff like that. And I'm
yeah,
just like, gym, music, and I work, but it's like not even barely anything. So it's just, I think that's really it. But then I have to sit and think about like this is what I wanted, so this is what I'm getting. Can't turn back now.
exactly. So okay, so the next question is also, meanwhile, when I respond to that, what's your top strategy for success?
Um, Man, I don't know. I think that's like my biggest flaw is like I don't really do plans or strategies, man. I just go all in. It's either you learn you just go in and you learn as you go.
Yeah,
But it takes me back to going to music school, and they would tell us like if this is what you want, they would tell us, man, hey, your main plan should always just be this should be your main goal.
yeah.
And that kind of stuck,
So I do know that you had a former partner and you were married at the time. So would you say honestly, just so
uh,
you don't give her no clout or like, nothing like that, would you date someone like that again? Or do you feel like you would want someone that's more like boss status and knows what she wants and carries herself like a
uh,
boss? You know what I mean?
no.
No?
Yeah, yeah, I definitely not. And not being because like I said, not giving her clout, but she wasn't, she was a white girl. There's nothing wrong with that. I
No,
never,
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with race is never an issue, but it has to do with the person. It's the person itself. Like
Yes.
we both had our issues, we both had our flags and everything, but we just for some reason, I don't know if it was crazy, but definitely not, man. And yeah, and if I have to be without for however long, so be it.
Okay, okay, okay. And like what was your experience like what was it like to be married, Like did you at one point ever feel like fuck I'm stuck, she won't fucking sign the papers or
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's crazy because I always tell people like when I tell them like yeah I used to be married and they're like oh we never knew you were married and I said yeah but I had the 90-day trial so it was like a 3 month thing it literally
Mm,
lasted for 3 months and I think after we did the deed we did what we did we had a little ceremony and then for me it was like the next day it was like fuck is this it like, do I not get to go home and spend the night at my house no more, or I have to stay here? And it's like it was kind of like, yeah, I felt kind of like a stuck kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, damn, am I ever gonna see my family again? It's like, yeah, you're gonna see your family again, but it's like it's not like how it
Yeah.
used to be.
Mhm.
So, on her part, I can't really speak, but I feel like she kind of felt the same way too. So, I mean,
So it was like a mutual understanding towards the end.
yeah,
Okay.
but the way we both approached it was like really bad, real toxic. It was like, oh man.
Wait, okay, so like what was toxic in your marriage? Like were you the toxic person or was it your partner that was like the toxic person? Like do you want to
Oh man, I mean, I'll put the blame on me. But, I'm like a real toxic type of person. But then it's like
I you said I'm
he
real
was,
toxic.
yeah, man. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm such an angel. Like, nah, man. I have my fucking, I have my bad in
And
me.
that's real nigga shit
But
though. That's real nigga shit. Like I'm glad you're owning up to that and you're like, yeah, like shit. Like I had my faults, she had her faults. And I hope she's grown
yeah,
enough as well to admit that she
oh,
fucked up
definitely.
as well. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah.
that's crazy.
But yeah, for the most part, it was like I could say it was more me, but she had her little ways too, and I'm like I caught on to them real quick, and I'm like
Wait. You
I
said
would
what? You
call them
said
out, and
what?
she would.
Repeat it again. Repeat it again. I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
said she had her. She had her flaws too, and sometimes I would call them out on her, but she would kind of manipulate and not sound, kind of like whole type thing and
Oh, so
gaslighting, manipulating.
she would try to guilt trip you into thinking like,
Bad,
yeah.
bad.
So she would try to guilt trip you into thinking like, nah, nigga, it ain't me, it's you. I'm doing this because of you. You
Yeah,
know, like, yeah,
yeah,
okay, yeah,
that
yeah.
that's yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, I already know. I know.
yeah.
All right. So Tony,
That's okay.
how did we meet? Like what did you first of all, what did you think of me, when you seen my page, my platform? Like what did you think then, Off heat
Oh
stage,
man,
type shit.
yeah. I think because we met on Fortnite, we were playing around, and I was goofing around. I was like talking in a weird voice, and you're like, "Yo, why are you talking like that?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." And then I think we just all started joking around, and we're all just playing around, and then pretty soon we just started talking, and everybody was like, "Oh, I'm an artist, or I do this and that," and then you started talking about your you do rap, and I was like, "Oh no shit!" And then we started giving out Instagram uh, names, and so I got yours, and
You
then I
got
think
a
I had
little
a show that
pappies too?
night. Yeah, and so then I kind of scanned through your things, your page real quick, and I heard some of your stuff, and I was like, man, this guy's got it. This guy's got it together. I was like, this guy's cool right here.
Thank you, thank you.
I liked it. I liked what I heard. And then, man, it sounded like you've been doing it for like years, man. I don't,
Yeah.
sound like you've
I'm
been on the game in the game for some time now. So
literally, I
that's
mean,
that's cool.
thank you so much. And it's important because me being so young, I always felt like, fuck,
Yeah,
why am I not like as successful as other artists is? But then I sat back and really like was like, oh, I can see why this person's like getting it. Not on some jealous shit, but more so it's like some of these artists are not as talented as the underground artists. Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah. And it's crazy. And I thought the same thing. I'm like, man, this guy's 20, 21. Damn, I
No,
was like, man,
20.
this guy's.
I'm young.
I was like, when he gets older, I was like, as he get older, I'm like, man, I know this is gonna be hitting.
For sure, and I hope like, cause my voice is so different, and me being 20, it's like, fuck, where's the voice at 6? Like I sound like a little
Dude,
bitch.
yeah. Honestly, well, when I was listening to it, you sound like a younger dude, but at the same time, you don't sound like a real young ass kid type dude. It was just like you just tell he's like this younger, a younger rapper, but at the
Yeah,
same time, it sounds like, man, it sounds like got some seasoning on it. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's just like how I grew up, what I listened to, and stuff like that. So, like
That's
you
with that.
too. When I listened to some of the rock metal, I was like, God damn, this is mastered beautifully. I like the beat. I like how like the drums and everything. The singer, it's just like it's fucking raw. It's talent. It's just straight talent. I love
Yeah,
it, and it's very important as artists is like me and you.
yeah, man. Shoot, because I see, yeah. I even say about her thing, she when I first jumped on, she was kind of on and off with it. She was like here and there. She was kind of making like,
So she used to be like a ad lib for you guys.
yeah, in a way. When she was kind of like she would just kind of sing the background like chorus here and there, like just
Yeah, just like following through for whatever you guys
like
kind of like.
just to have that little female voice.
Yeah.
Cause like but
S- s-
when I came back on, when I first heard the guys were like, "Hey, we did this song. We got another song. Check this out." I heard it and I'm like, "Let's listen." And I'm like, "That's Sis," and they're like, "Yup." And I'm like, "No way." And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Man, she really stepped up." So yeah, man, she stepped up. I'm like, I gotta step back. I gotta step up a little bit more too. I got trying to come up with my own stuff too.
Yeah, so she was like one of those that were like in the background at first, and then she's like, "Fuck it, this is my time and my opportunity to shine. I'm gonna
Yeah,
take it." And I love that
yeah,
too. Like, what's like the genre for y'all? Like rock, right? Female rock is like so, I feel
yeah,
like unheard of. I don't really hear no females that are
yeah,
rock stars singing in a band like that, unless it's like Freaky Friday type shit. You know that movie? So it's
yeah,
like it's crazy. When I heard her, I was like, dude, she sounds so beautiful, angelic. Like she's really raw. Like she's fucking dope. I gotta
yeah.
give it to her. Sorry guys if it keeps cutting out,
She's pretty cool.
but
I'll
yeah.
say she's like pretty shy and like to herself. But it's just, huh? Oh yeah.
Oh no, you're good. Honestly, like when are you gonna record music again?
That's what I'm working on now. I think that's what I'm trying to like. It's kind of hard because like I don't have a whole setup. My cousins have like a setup, recording stuff.
Yeah.
And not only do I try to, I got riffs. I got all these riffs that they need bass. And so as soon as he sends over his stuff, then I can start recording with him. So when I'm just waiting on him, but at the same time, I can't really be waiting on people. I need to get my whole setup going to myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So and how long have you been in the group band for? Like how long have you been how long has everybody that you known been doing this before you guys all like met? You get what I'm saying?
Oh man, let's see. So yeah, the guys the two guys lyrics rappers they've been doing it since early 2000s. I jumped on around to 2016.
Okay.
So about like 8 years, and
Okay, okay.
we've kind of been yeah. But during those 8 years, we went through many guitar players, drummers, but it's always been me and the two guys and the girl singer. So just yeah, about 8 years all together.
Okay, 8 years, 8 years. Okay, so friend, so I have a question. Do you have any scary stories to tell the people? Like, do you have any ghost experiences? Um, have you ever seen a ghost? Anything like that?
Yeah, there's quite a few. There's like a lot of crazy things that happen out here. But I think the one that kind of got to me more was when I was dating this girl maybe about 2 years ago, and we were up at her grandparents' house, and her grandparents they literally live next door to a cemetery.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's literally just down the road and you can see it. And I remember we were up there and it was like at nighttime, and that was when I was smoking cigarettes at the time, and I was sitting there and I told her I was like, I'm gonna go outside and have a cigarette. She's like, all right.
Mhm, mhm.
And I'm standing out there and standing by my truck, and it was dark, and all of a sudden, like when I sat out there, it was like real dark and it got real quiet. Like usually it was like kind of like you could hear the breeze through the trees.
Mhm.
It was just dead ass quiet, and then all of a sudden I kept hearing like a whistle, and then probably maybe just a few feet from me they had like this wired fence, and over that fence there was like it was like all dirt, and I kept hearing like prodding, like trot like a horse prod, and so I froze up, turned my phone light on, pointed it out that way. There was nothing there, but I could still I could hear that prodding.
No, you know
Yeah, I
what?
got some.
That's actually so crazy that you say that because I've had experience like that where we went to somebody's house and his house kind of like gave like the presidential area, like the house. And
Yeah,
one time I was out there by myself and the people were inside and fucking I was outside and I kept hearing like clanking of like a horse, and then it turns out
yep.
like supposedly a guy died like not that far away. He used to ride his horse, but the legend is that he rides his horse only at night. Supposedly looking for kids, and that when you see him, he has no head. Like I know.
That is crazy.
Yeah, like no. Like fuck no.
That is crazy.
You ain't
Yeah.
getting my black ass.
Yeah, so yeah, I got scared. She was in the house. The house was like literally just a few feet. I couldn't move. I called her and I'm like, there's something out here. And she's like, stay right there. She came and got me. I'm like, what the fuck was it? She's like, we're not supposed to talk about it at night. That's what tripped me out even more. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. I mean, I
You're
already
like, this
kind of knew
bitch
what
is
it
in
was.
on it. This bitch is in on it. She's gonna set me up.
Yeah, but then she told me cemetery, and she said that same thing was following them. And I was like, "You guys are crazy walking around at night around here, especially like that." She's like, "Well, we want to go to my dad's house." I'm like, "Fuck, you guys are crazy, yeah."
Yeah, no, fuck that. That's fucking crazy. Hell nah, bro. So, okay, I have another question for you. So, why did you decide to switch your career? Meaning, like, you went from wanting to be an artist to being like an instrument player. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just when I guess playing live in front of people was kind of like a more of a like a rush for me, and it was more like playing live music was kind of a I don't know, it's more how do you say or small, big, whatever. Like it was just a cool feeling to play live music,
Yeah.
just to hear that live sound. Like it was always pretty. Like I said, I don't when I go to concerts, it's like I always like the live sound of everything. Sometimes they sound like the record, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they sound better than the record.
Mm-hmm.
Then playing live music for me was like kind of like the same thing. Like, okay, we kind of sound like how we record, but then sometimes it's like, oh, we don't really sound like it, but we kind of sound good in our own different way.
Yeah.
It's just a different feelings from it, I guess. But as far as like doing rap and stuff, I was like,
You
I'd rather just play some music instead, play an
Yeah,
instrument.
yeah. Well, that's understandable. And hey, it's fun too, just save your voice because fuck, I don't know how them singers be doing it. Even these rappers too, like I used to remember, like when I used to start rapping fast and shit, I used to get cotton mouth a lot. And like my voice would be fucked up. So I think that's why my voice is kind of more mature because I realized like the more you use your voice, the more mature it sounds. You get what I mean? So like when I'm
Yeah,
rapping, like I kind of know how to like control my voice versus when you guys met me, you and Pappy met me on Fortnite, it sounds more uppity, happy, and I'm smiling. So it's
uh,
like it's so different. It's so fucking different. How when you're a singer, when you're a rapper and you use your voice so much, your voice matures. If that like makes sense. My last question is for you for this podcast
mhm.
is have you listened to any of my songs? Like what's like the song that caught your eye and like what's the second song that's like damn how is this not big yet type shit. You get what I mean?
Yeah. This song, what's the name of it? What's it called? Him not him.
Him not them.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, cause that's my new shit. That's like recent, real recent. Like in September or no, in
yeah.
August I recorded that. So yeah.
Okay.
So that's like what I sound like now with the new mic. It's different, new production type shit. So yeah, that's what I'm bringing to the table for Lit Gang. So stay tuned, y'all.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, what's like another song? Did you listen to my new one, like recent one?
Honestly, just that one. 'Cause, like I haven't really gone through your stuff, all your stuff.
Oh,
But
okay.
I
So just him, not them. Okay, well that's a
yeah.
slapper. That's a slapper. Well, thank you for tuning in for that one. Definitely
Oh
listen
yeah.
to What I Like remix. It has a little Spanish on that shit.
Okay. And I'm always listening to like my brother's always trying to put me on new music and like I always feel but yeah, I need to put yours on too.
Perfect. All right. Well, okay. So, do you have any questions for me or anything like that, or you're good?
Well, yeah, but let me see. Like, I don't know. Like, what is your main goal for your career? Like, at the same time.
My main goal for my career is to, continue to make music for the people that really love me, my music, and really feel that shit, feel the pain, feel the struggle, and it's just really my music's to motivate other
That's
people,
right.
you
That's
know?
right.
So, that's just
Yeah.
what I want to continue to do as I grow up each year,
Hmm.
every year. I just want people to listen to it and be like, damn, this is motivating as fuck. It's not
Yeah.
about fucking this bitch, that bitch, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, I have some songs that
Hmm.
are like that, but I flip it.
All
It's
right.
more like, fuck these bitches, just get money, stick to money, get the
Yeah.
money. Money's gonna last with you longer than a bitch you probably just met, not to just doubt love, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely. Oh man, I like that. That's pretty cool. That's respect. You ever have a hard time? You ever come into bumps in the road when it comes to like recording? Like you have a hard time like kind of for ideas and all that.
Coming up with ideas is very super supernatural.
Okay.
It's not honestly super hard, but
Mm.
I've been writing since I was little, so it's kind of easy for my brain to adjust to a beat very easily sometimes. But I'm very picky, so sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. But yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like every artist struggles sometimes. I had writer's block for like literally
Yeah.
2 months during September and October when I met you guys. So
Mm,
yeah, of course. But now that it's back, I mean, hey, I gotta keep going.
that's it. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, man. That's about it, man. On my end.
Fucking two questions having ass nigga. No.
Two questions. Well, there was one. It was more like what was it? Oh yeah, it had to do with the as far as if someone's trying to come up and like another. What would you tell someone who's trying to like get on your level? As far as getting their name out there and with the music thing and all that.
So if someone was trying to come on my level,
Well, yeah, they wanted to get to where you're at. Not take your spot, but
no, no, no,
you
of
like how you
course.
say you inspire them. So they like if they wanted to be where you're at, what would you tell them? What they needed to be, what they needed to do.
Honestly, I support a lot. I'm a very big supporter. So I mean, I would love for someone to, like be like, "Hey, Six, I got a song for you," and me being like, "Hey, I got a song for you too." You get what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna hate on the next nigga.
Okay.
Like I'll never. If anything, it's pick one another up, and that's how I move. So I mean,
All right.
all that other shit that some people other people do, it's just pretty sad. But I'm not like that. If you're good to
Yeah.
me, I'm
Yeah.
good to you. If you're bad to me, then fuck you, type shit.
Yeah. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh yeah, man. What's
All
up?
right. Well, Mr. Tony, it's been a
Sure.
pleasure doing this with you.
Yep.
I really appreciate you coming on my platform. Keep it lit and legit,
Yeah.
episode 2. And stay
Right. Right.
tuned.
Oh hell yeah. All right for sure.
All right. So, like, where can the people follow you at? And what's your Instagram name and all that?
Oh, Instagram name, you can follow me Instagram. It's Just Capone, JUST_KAPONE_. That's Instagram. I have my TikTok, but I can't remember the whole fucking thing, all that stuff. So
Guys, he's a little elderly. It's okay.
yeah. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
just kidding. Nah, but
Technology is not my thing right now. So,
it's
yeah.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you again, Tony, for tuning in. And
But
it was nice having you. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
you stir, stir.
All right, y'all. Thank you guys for listening. And make sure to stream what I like and him, not them. And peace out, gang.